Hi there. In this video, I want to run through my recommended approach to running sale ads on Meta. So firstly is keep sale ads separate from evergreen campaigns. And the reason for this is sale ads, because of the strong offer they're promoting, get a huge amount of engagement on them. And Facebook naturally prioritizes them in terms of spend allocation over any other creative type in a specific campaign. So just referencing my recommended approach to overall Meta account structure, if you launch those sale ads into an evergreen campaign like this, where you have a lot of other evergreen ads in here, the sale ads will quickly get allocated all of the spend from the entire campaign, and it'll kind of throw the optimization process of the whole campaign around, especially when you launch those ads into the campaign. And then, a couple weeks later, once you turn that sale off and obviously turn those sale ads off, that spend now has to be redistributed across the entire campaign into all of those evergreen ads again, which kind of throws everything around from a learning phase perspective again. So to avoid that, as I recommended in this video, and I've linked that video in the description below for your reference, I'd recommend splitting these sale campaigns, just sales structures that contain the sale ads out into individual structures where the budget across or budget spent on those can be controlled specifically. So as you can see here, either launching a specific sale ad set within your scaling/testing campaign here, with obviously the sale ads included into that specific ad set with the budget changed at the ad set level, or launching a separate sale campaign completely, and each new sale you run follow the same approach here, where you launch your separate sale assets into individual ad sets with the budget edited or changed at the ad set level. Then the second point here is ensure that existing audiences are retargeted. So if we just step back for a second and think about this logically, a customer or a potential customer seeing a sale ad with no context around your brand in terms of who you are, what you sell, etc., that sale ad won't mean much, and that sale offer won't mean much to that customer because they have no context in terms of who you actually are. So the audience that would resonate best with a sale ad would be an audience that hasn't purchased yet and is in that buying process. Or for example, if you sell a consumable product, customers that have already bought your product and are looking for a good opportunity to stock up and obviously capitalize on some good deals. Those are the people who are going to react the best to that sale offer and overall, sale creative. So ensure that you are targeting those existing audiences during the sale period with that sale messaging to ensure that all those either engaged but haven't purchased yet, or existing customers are aware that the sale is active. Then third thing here is the CPM difference between sale and evergreen creative, specifically during the peak sale periods, and that is Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas. And I made a separate video on this, which is beating Black Friday ad costs, which I thought I'd touch on in this video as well. So essentially the logic here is during the peak sale periods, being Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, etc., Meta is getting very good at scanning that creative and copy and being able to determine whether that's a Black Friday creative pushing Black Friday messaging or not. And especially during peak sale periods, they ramp the CPMs or ad costs on creative promoting Black Friday messaging significantly. And I'd highly recommend that you actually check this in your account, because I'd be pretty confident in assuming that this is the case for about 80% of brands where their CPMs or ad costs on Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale creative are up to double the price of evergreen creative or just plain product focused creative that doesn't mention any sort of sale or discount. And again, I'd highly recommend that you actually check this in your ad account in terms of Black Friday creative and ads that you ran last year in comparison to evergreen ads that you ran at the same time. Now, if we look at this again from a logical perspective, if someone is clicking on a sale ad versus someone who's clicking on an evergreen ad, how does the type of user differ? So someone clicking on a sale ad, in my opinion, is generally price focused and they're bargain hunting. They're looking for a good deal by clicking on a sale ad. But someone clicking on an evergreen ad with no mention of a sale or a discount is genuinely interested in your brand and your product and what you have to offer. Now, assuming that both of these users hit the store with the same offer present on the store, whether that's 30% off, buy one get one free, whatever your offer is during that peak sale period, in my opinion, the likelihood of the sale user converting is lower than the evergreen user, because this user is expecting to see a appealing sale offer on the site itself. This user, in my opinion, is not, and therefore the likelihood of this user converting, in my opinion, is higher. So if we just look at this for a second, we're paying less to get a higher quality user onto the store through an evergreen creative during peak sale periods, as opposed to a Black Friday, Cyber Monday creative, where we're paying more to essentially get a lower quality user onto the store. So just be mindful of this scenario during those peak sale periods and give it a test yourself to see whether this actually is the case or not, because I've tested this in the past with good success. Just to kind of tie this into the ad account structure, in your sale campaign, I'd potentially recommend even setting up 2 separate ad sets within your sale campaign. So one for top of funnel cold users that are receiving your sale ads, and then an ad set for the middle of funnel users. And then you can easily compare how your top of funnel is performing relative to your evergreen creative, because that would obviously be top of funnel. And if evergreen creative is performing better from a cost per click perspective than Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or peak sale period creative, you can always just turn this top of funnel off and just push all of this sale associated spend into your evergreen structures instead. Again, I'd highly recommend still running Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or sale creative to that existing audience in line with that second point here. But in terms of the majority of that spend, personally, I'd recommend pushing that through evergreen content during those peak sale periods. Then the next point on the list here is simplify your offer as much as possible. Generally speaking, the more convoluted and confusing and technical your offer is, the less effective that offer will be in terms of getting the potential customer to engage. As a quick example, if we had to compare the offer of, let's say, up to 30% off site-wide, or in comparison 10% off the dining chair collection, 20% off the dining table collection, 30% off the occasional chair collection, and trying to push that in a specific creative or pushing separate offers in separate creatives. In my opinion, that first, much more simple, straightforward offer of up to 30% off is a lot more consolidated and easy to absorb from a potential customer perspective. And that goes for the ad itself on Meta and the copy as well, and then obviously the website and landing page as well. Then next on this list is, I wouldn't recommend testing creatives during sale periods, and that goes for the evergreen side as well to a large degree, but primarily on the sale creative side. So in my opinion, a sale creative, the main job of a sale creative is to promote the offer as cleanly and effectively as possible. In a sale creative, the offer is the driver of performance, not the creative itself. In my opinion, it makes no difference what style of creative you use. It's about how clear the offer is portrayed on that creative. And that's why what you'll see is often very simple creatives like this for sale periods perform really well, because if you have the brand logo and a plain and simple offer, it's very quick and easy for the potential customer to absorb what offer is active with this brand and on their site. So again, would highly recommend against testing sale creative, because I really think this is a bit of a waste of time during sale periods. It's the offer that's driving performance during a sale period. And then last point here is, and this particularly applies to the peak sale periods, is customers generally have a limited budget, and they start planning their purchase earlier than you would think. So in terms of pushing your sale offer and creative live, rather start earlier than later, because you essentially don't want to miss out on customers that essentially struggle to hold out until you guys go on sale, because they're seeing all these really strong offers from all the competitors, or all your competitors come through, and they essentially don't want to miss out on those while waiting, unsure of whether you'll launch a sale or be able to compete with those offers or not. So ideally start earlier than later, and in my opinion, front load your spend to the beginning of the sale period and even before the sale period. And the reason for this is you want to be spending when the potential customer is planning their purchase, because generally speaking, they'll plan early, plan how they want to spend their budget, and then essentially just wait and see how everything pans out during the actual sale period. So in terms of acquiring new customers during a peak sale period, I'd highly recommend front loading that spend to the beginning of the sale or even before the sale actually begins, so that you get in front of customers when they are actually planning their purchase, not when they're sitting waiting to see what offers come through. So that's everything I wanted to mention in this video. Hopefully you found some value here, and thanks for your time.